Maybe you implement something to where, hey, it's like we were talking about earlier, where somebody rides with somebody here for a few months
Yeah.
before they're ever in a truck by themselves to go treat lawns.
Right.
Hey,
So because part of if
this
like
is how we do it. This is where we park. This is how we pull the hose reel,
yeah,
or this is how we run a spreader. Or, that's what we'll say is, hey, we appreciate your experience, but we're going to show you how we do it.
yeah,
You know, because there is more than one way to mow a lawn, more than one way to treat a lawn, but there's our procedures on how we do it. So we want you to learn our procedures. And if you've got some ideas, I've told a lot of guys this, if you've got an idea or suggestion, bring it to us. We're always willing to listen, you
right.
know. I mean, and we'll either tell you, hey, we tried it and it didn't work, doesn't mean we're not going to try it again. But hey, if we've tried it multiple times, even though it sounds like a good idea, hey, or maybe the best thing since sliced bread that somebody comes up with, and you're like, damn, how have we not been doing this?
Yeah.
So encourage the feedback. Let somebody know that, hey, I'm not telling you we don't want your input on how we could do the job more efficiently. It kind of goes back to mowing first or trimming first as a one truck operation. And I don't want to get into that real deep right now, but I mean, quickly, got a lot of guys say, man, I like to trim first. Well, in Wayne's world, if I'm by myself or if I've got somebody going the mow by theirself, we want to mow first. And the reason we want to mow first is because when you're, it's simple, really. And this may just be my opinion, but I haven't had anybody convince us differently in 47 years why trimming first makes more sense than mowing first. Because when you trim first and you hang that trimmer up and then you get on a lawnmower, and if you've done the work, you guys will know where I'm going with this probably. But the reality is you tend to over trim, giving yourself more space than you need around a pole, around a fence, around a play set. Whereas if you mow first, then you know what's left to trim.
Yeah.
So you're theoretically should be leaving less trimming, which should increase the efficiency on your trimming time.
Right.
Okay. Now, again, maybe there's a debate on that. And you say, well, no, this is why I like to trim first. And to each their own on that. But I mean, from an efficiency standpoint, when you mow, you know what's left to trim. But if you trim before you mow, you may not be sure what it is. So you have a tendency to over trim to make sure that you've done enough. So that's that standpoint. And something else we do from a training standpoint is first pass is always a perimeter pass, Daniel. And that goes back to who are we hiring? We're hiring somebody with bad traits that just immediately starts off making their lines, or somebody that makes a perimeter pass. So if you've got a two-person operation or two people in a truck or more, if you're not making a perimeter pass first, then your guys doing the trimming don't know what need to be trimmed for sure. So then even though you got two people working at the same time, the inefficiency is still coming from potentially from the trimming side because he's not sure what the mowing guy can get. Then you get the belly aching that says, well, he should have been able to get that with a lawnmower. Well, so now let the lawnmower guy take a perimeter pass first, then we do the weed eating. So it all goes back to training, you know. So, and that's another discussion for another day. But so what's the summary on this? We got 2 minutes. Uh,
I guess
hire with zero or
well, I don't think it's a one size fits all. I really think the difference or the thing that makes the most difference is the attitude of the individual, whether they have experience or not. And then it's up to you as the business to have a system in place, training system in place in order to take that person that is willing to learn and educate them.
yes.